pulls a large sexual device out of his pants. He tells the girl that he has a very large penis. Did you bring condoms? I like to make love. Penis. I want to wrestle you so freaking bad.
And welcome back to another episode of the Pedophiles. First time guest with me tonight, Paul Jolicoeur.
How's it going, Dimitri?
Pretty good.
It's a pleasure to talk to the most enlightened man in the world. How you doing, bud?
Pretty good. Me and my audience are welcome to have you on my show. You're coming in from the great northern wilderness of Canada.
I'm born and raised in this small town 4 hours North Bay, Cochrane, Ontario. So that's where I'm at now.
I took a look. There's like a blizzard already there, eh?
Yeah, you saw my walk to the garage.
Yeah,
we have a nice blanket of snow on the ground right now.
First things first, before we get into the fucking spiritually enlightened shit, how are you dealing with COVID up there? Are people just dropping dead left and right as the plague sweeps through and, you know, terrifies people?
From what I hear in Northern Ontario, there's not a lot of cases, but there's a lot of precautions, and same thing. The restaurants aren't closed all the time, but you can't, have small business anymore these days without it being trampled by all these regulations, and the same thing applies here in Northern Ontario.
Yeah, buddy. And what do you think about that? You think that's fine and dandy? Just an abundance of caution, right?
An abundance of caution?
Yeah, is that what's going on? It's nothing more than that, right?
I don't know, Dimitri. It's quite a rare opportunity to talk to somebody who's passionately against the government. Would you say that describes you?
Yeah, sure. But is it really a rare opportunity nowadays when the government's building internment camps?
Yeah, internment camps. You heard about that, of course. Yeah, I know.
Quarantine camps,
My worst fear is that I'm not wearing my mask correctly one day.
Yeah, they'll just drag you away.
In peace.
Yeah, you gotta be careful. Holy shit, that's a juicy fucking orange you got there.
I wanted to be sharp for your viewers.
Good. I haven't eaten anything all day, buddy. I go on like nothing. I just go on pure fucking hate and willpower. So, dude, I wanted to ask, you're paying attention to the Hunter Biden laptop at all? No?
The Biden? What?
The Hunter Biden laptop? Did you watch the debate last night?
I watched bits and pieces of it.
I'm just laughing. Oh, really? You did watch it? Because I feel like you're in the woods just chopping fucking trees down all day.
Well, you know what? I do have an interest in that sort of stuff. But, yeah, not at the moment. Not at the moment. One day, though.
Yeah. One day, hopefully.
Well, as long as you can find a warm place to sleep and food to eat, that's all that really matters.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's absolutely
homelessness is no fun, and neither is living outside if you don't have either of those things.
Yeah, of course. Of course, especially where you are.
Yeah. Well, I went to Vancouver to experiment with homelessness, so to speak.
Homelessness and drugs.
Well, I don't really think that cannabis or magic mushrooms are, hard drugs like cocaine or heroin.
Oh, man, for sure. Or meth.
CP or mescaline or that sort of stuff. They're natural. And some people would even go as far as say, like, what did God do? Why would he put it? Why would God give us these gifts if not for them to be used?
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know, man. I feel like an outcast, you know, and ever since I was born, I've always had this feeling like there's something deeply wrong in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And
now it's coming out.
It gives me nuts, man. It gives me a headache at work, and I am someone who has had a lot of difficulty just trying to conform and trying to maintain a positive mindset at work.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Be it.
I did your podcast out in Vancouver that one time, and I got a little slice of what you were up to out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I got a job interview tomorrow anyway, so wish me luck.
Yeah, man. Good luck, dude. For sure.
You know what the biggest trap for me is, man? I don't want to work, but I need to work. I don't like the concept of money, but I need it to survive.
Of course.
You know, I want to do these things, but what are you going to do?
Yeah, man. You had a really fucking interesting ride, that's for sure. You did stand-up comedy out in Toronto for a time, and you were trying to do wrestling. You were trying to do fucking music. You were fucking definitely the definition of an artist. And now you're what are you painting? Are you painting landscapes out there in the wilderness?
You know what? I've collected 32 paintings that I'm ready to publish at the moment. I've taken, nice photos of each picture, and I think I'm either going to put them on Tumblr tomorrow, or if I get paid a bit, I can create my own website and take it from there.
Yeah, that's dope, dude. I gotta create my own website. Everyone fucking has one. Everyone needs one. And you see it sort of pays off. You see they have a little bit more of a bump in viewership and audience as a result.
Gotta make it a business though, kind of.
Yeah, buddy.
Turn, right?
Well, going back to you always having a sense of how fucked up the world is. The Hunter Biden laptop, apparently has fucking child porn with Hunter Biden involved. And some of them are like abuse and torture porn. Sorry, that's not COVID, that's hash.
No, that's fair. Wow. How recently was this discovered?
This was, I'll fucking lay it out to you. It's fucking high and just like don't know where to start in it. So basically, like a week or two ago, I had a special Hunter Biden laptop episode when this was sort of breaking, a couple days after. You guys can go listen to that if you want a more detailed explanation. But like a week or two ago, Rudy Giuliani came out saying that fucking Hunter Biden forgot to pay for some laptop repair of his of his home computer, and after he signed this fucking thing with him, after 60 or 90 days, it belongs to the computer repair shop. And so he went through it, and he was so shocked he contacted the FBI and gave it over. But he made backups, several backups of the hard drive, because he's a computer repair guy. And after a few months, seeing that there's no arrest and nothing's being done with what he gave, he started contacting Congress and the news, and then eventually New York Post, leaked a whole bunch of pictures from this laptop of him in a dentist office getting ready to, get replacement teeth for all his cracked out meth teeth. And then there's another picture of him with a crack pipe or a meth pipe in bed, like he's falling asleep, and or he fell asleep with a crack pipe in his mouth or something. And so all these are like legit pictures and shit like that. The other side, the left, either is not talking about it whatsoever or saying it's Russian disinfo. And if anyone is talking about it, they're all talking about the financial crime aspects of the emails. They don't really talk about the whole drug thing. They don't really talk about the whole child porn thing. They're talking about the whole, here's evidence that Joe Biden accepted bribes and blah, 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 right? Shit nobody really cares about. But, that's in the process of being leaked. Every day more and more is being leaked. It's a very interesting drip. There's rumored, supposed screen grabs from videos, from these child porn videos, from his laptop being leaked around. I've looked at it. Maybe not. They're very key shots if they are. Like Biden snorting coke off of what looks like definitely a little kid. Like the nips and up is cut out because that would be child porn. But you look at the waist size, it looks like a toddler or a child. And he's snorting coke off her ass or something. His face is down. And it looks like his hair and his body, right? It looks like him, but you don't see his face. So it's a very key choice screen grab if it is real or if it's not, right? And so, it's like everyone's like trying to figure it out. Everyone's promising there's the next fucking video going to be fucking released. But the reason why I had trouble explaining it to you is because before all this, on September 26th, there was a Chinese party, CCP party intelligence officer that escaped, was trying to escape, or it was in the States now or whatever, and he was talking about how the Chinese have blackmail material on prominent Democrats, including child porn, including torture, abuse porn with them involved. And so technically he was talking about these laptops and shit that's coming out now. Then that Chinese whistleblower, apparently he's legit. He is a former intelligence officer. Who knows what's fucking real anymore. But yeah, he was talking about it way before even it went public in the West. This was being reported in like Thailand and Asia and shit like that. Their little interview news fucking channels. And so who knows? This just reminds me all over of Anthony Weiner's laptop, right? That was a tactic that was being used. And yes, from that came a lot of interesting clips, including the supposed Podesta torture fucking videos, if you remember those. But, whatever. We'll see. But it's slowly unraveling, dude. It's slowly unraveling. All the little pieces are coming out that were ruled by fucking pedophile Satanists. And the guy fucked up, supposedly, if we buy the Delaware computer store story. The guy just his son's just fucking methed out of his head, forgot to pay this fucking computer store owner, and he's probably all methed out and shit like that because his dad abused him when he was younger, or he saw his sister being abused. There's evidence that shit probably went down. Hot mic audio of Biden saying shit.
Just like what I thought when you first told me that the photos were leaked. Doesn't surprise me, and it probably wouldn't if that was the case.
By the way, one more thing. Sorry, I'm going to let you talk about and discuss what I just told you. But this is something you might have heard. So people are complaining about tech censorship lately. Have you noticed that? Oh, Twitter censoring, right? So the reason why I'm talking about that is because of this laptop. New York Post, like I said, was one of the people that initially leaked photos from his laptop. Of him in all these compromising situations. And Twitter, as a result, blocked it, like deleted their verified Twitter account, New York Post, and is still blocked, is still deleted. And they're curbing down, same thing with Facebook, curbing down any talk about these laptops.
Yeah. Anytime information that goes against their agenda comes out, they just shut it down.
Yeah, dude. More people are talking about the censorship than what was actually on the laptop, which is the really fucked up part.
Understand that something weird's going on.
You go ahead and talk. Sorry, your mic is a little bit quiet. It's probably my headset is really fucked up. One of the things is broken. Sorry about that. So I'll just give you like 5-10 minutes to discuss like what do you think about the censorship and like the fact these guys are like pedophiles and so fucking drugged out that their plans are being revealed and falling apart. Like how are we stuck with this kind of leadership where the fucking media has to defend them every chance they fuck up, which is a lot of fuck ups because they're worshiping the devil and they're not doing the right thing. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, when I take a look at the arrangement we have on this planet, the gifts that we have, I think life is like a blank canvas, we have so much potential and we could pretty much, self-sustain if we chose to do so. I take a look at the world now, Dmitry Goryenko, and I just don't think we're living up to our potential. And it gets really convoluted when you talk about issues with satanic pedophile elites, the super elites, the ways they're trying to control us. Because I don't know what your mission is, but I think we could do better, and that's kind of a
that's
strange
what I've been
thing.
saying on my podcast for the last 50 episodes. We could do better than this incompetent leadership.
What is the opposite of the world we're living in now? Utopia, and how do we get there? And I think we would all collectively have to want it. And I have always believed that that's a possibility, because if the people realized how simple-minded these people at the top truly are and what their objectives are, more power, more money for them, less for us, then we could just spin that on them 360 and, do what we have to do. And I guess it would have to be violent or something.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I think, there's a satanic elite and shit, but there's also, pro-God elite. You know what I'm saying? And maybe they are outnumbered by the Satanists, for sure. But I don't think everyone wants to align with these fucking assholes. Not everyone. And I think their plan, the good guys' plan, is very slow, very methodical to avoid that violence in the street like you just described. And one of the ways you say, it gets complicated with this whole satanic pedophile elite. But it gets complicated. Sure, it's not fun. Sure, it's, you don't want to hear about this shit. Their little groves in the woods where they hunt kids and then make trophies out of their genitals. You don't want to hear about this fucking shit. You don't. Make fucking little figurines out of toddler bones. You don't want to hear about shit like that. Okay? And keeping them in the basement of churches, that's not fun. Okay? But at the same time, it's the only thing that could, unite people the way you're describing.
Well, it even makes me wonder, with all the protests that are going on and all the causes that people are fighting for, it almost seems like that is an agenda. The song "Gotta Keep Them Separated." Well, it's more like gotta keep them in conflict and debating over meaningless causes. Because think of true human potential. When I think of that, I think of like people gathering, peacefully meditating, maybe playing music, sharing food, whatever love is, man. But when I see these protests, it makes me almost wonder, is that part of their agenda? Probably is, to keep us fighting with one another.
Yeah, well, no, dude, this is key. You're right.
Okay.
You're starting to get... Yeah, that's what you're describing is critical thinking. Okay, once you decide, okay, mainstream media is not good, now let's look at the mainstream media again. What are they choosing to suppress, which is the knowledge that they're pedophiles, they kill people for this, right? Isaac Cappy, right? Breitbart. I could go on and on. And then they amplify. Oh, BLM. Look at BLM. BLM's great. BLM's great, right? So you got to look at what are they choosing to amplify. What are they choosing to suppress, right? And it's once you look at that, it's so plain as day what they're doing. And then you started this show by saying it's so nice to talk to someone that's so anti-government. It's like I'm like a contrarian to a fault. To some standards, to some people's standards. I don't think so. I know that the world system is a multi-thousand-year-old fucking satanic sex coomer degeneracy, and we could do better.
Well, if I may, I think it's been said, and I think it's true, that every civilization, every grouping of a species in this planet has a power structure, an elite, and maybe some animal species are excluded, but even animals too have like a power structure, And I think humans are a unique breed where we can, for the first time ever, surpass that paradigm. But are we going to be able to?
Dude, unfortunately, the way things are going with these camps and shit, the thing is that answer might be yes or no in the very near future, because I think a lot of people, if this New World Order gets their way, they're going to escape into the woods like you've done, and they will start their own communities where they are more or less free in the way you're describing, without power hierarchies so much. Whereas the cities will start governed by fucking computers and shit. It's going to be night and day if they get their way.
Yeah. Well, it goes, I don't know if I think about the amount of wickedness I'm able to pinpoint in the world, it almost makes me assume that they're evil, you know? And I have trouble, or am on a path to trying to understand what is God. And as I'm sure many people in the world do, have a little bit trouble seeing and understand what God is. But I just think if there's such evil out there, there's got to be something good.
Yes.
I don't know if you're a fan of God, but I remember a couple of your posts.
No, but of
referencing.
course. Yeah, yes, that's exactly, and what you say is what I say all the time. It's like everyone's like mopey, and anyone that's aware is like oh man, the world's falling apart. People are getting tricked into wearing masks like morons. We're all letting internment camps being built. What's fucking happening? This sucks. This sucks. It's like, yeah, this evil exists and it's making their moves right now. But hey, guess what? Good exists too, and they are making their move, and they've been making their move for a long time. You just don't know it. Okay, we've been coming into the awareness, into little facts, Franklin cover up, Boys Town, Hampstead, all kinds of little things over the years. Other intelligence officers, former officers, leaking shit. Right, the guy that wrote "Behold a Pale Horse." I forget his name right now. Bill Cooper. He, we might have talked about it. He died in a police shootout, right? So, and all these people come out and they talk about, they're trying to fake an alien invasion. They're drinking baby's blood, yada 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 yada, and it's coming back up now. And it's like there's fucking pinpoint data points of this going back decades, and the only reason we're aware of that is because of the internet, and the internet is a white hat good magic project, I believe. On a high level.
Interesting. Definitely is. Yeah. And the way they bastardize the Christian religion is on purpose, and that's why it's so hard to find God, because you go to church and you get told these 10 commandments, and you get told that, if you don't worship God 24/7,
and then
you're not a good Christian.
The biggest Christian denomination, Catholicism, is run by pedos. It's run by their own agents. So it's like, you're fucked, dude. It's like you're so fucked if you want to know what the fuck Jesus was talking about. It's so against you.
Well,
and then you gotta realize they just taken books out. I read in other articles that they took out like 12 books in the 1600s. It's just they never told anybody. It's just like, we don't know our history. Our history is so well curated that people don't even have the fucking necessary foundations to break free from realizing that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm sure you have an intuition or an intuitive feeling that the world is not right. Mm-hmm. And I think that's something we share. And if only more people could have that gut instinct.
Discernment, yeah. Well, here's the thing.
I really don't get how they don't, because
you got to look at a lot of moves.
Corruption.
You gotta I want more people to be like that too, but you gotta think about a lot of the moves. Some of the moves by these fucking bad guys, like the censorship and shit like that, could sort of backfire on them because it's waking people up. It's like with Trump, his entire purpose, if you believe QAnon, right? You might have heard this phenomenon called QAnon, right?
Slow down, guys.
What's up?
You're cooking the frog too fast. It's like they got to be careful with how much they implement and how quickly.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they might cause people to react in a bad way.
Yeah. So
way,
the whole thing with QAnon, exactly, and that's the whole drip. It's like the screen grab I told you from Hunter Biden's laptop, the child porn supposedly. It's like it's such a key choice screen grab. Sorry, I'm kind of talking over you, and the mic's like fucking up. You could go ahead, say what you just said.
Well, it just goes back to the metaphor, frog in a hot pot of water. You know the one?
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta start the frog off at room temperature water and slowly cook it, slowly change its atmosphere so in such a way it doesn't notice that it's being fried from the inside out.
Perfect analogy. So another angle of what you just said, right? So it's like, now people distrust the big tech a little bit, whatever. It's like, if you look at QAnon, if that's real, that's becoming a bigger phenomenon as more of this shit's coming out. Apparently, just today, new article, sorry, derailment, but BBC project manager arrested when he was caught jerking off to child porn on a Zoom meeting out in fucking the UK, right? And I checked. That's actually fucking happened. So it's like shit is being like the QAnon shit that they're all fucking satanic pedophiles is being verified by the day. And like one of the very first posts of QAnon was basically laying out the mission plan and what's going on, and it said that the military intelligence, there's a military intelligence project, what's going on, and they approached Trump to run as president, said, hey, the elections are all fake, we're going to make sure you win. We want you, your entire job, you're going to be a mascot, but your entire job is to go out there every day and say fake news. That's what we want you to do. And it's what you just said. It's like to wake people up so they go to their natural, what they should have had perspective to begin with, which is distrust of the media, right? He's setting the stage for that, right? And that is sort of what the military intelligence wanted his job to be, because that they will be an enemy towards this disclosure thing. If the media has big trust, they could just fucking say it's all deep fakes and move on from there, and then get people arrested for trying to spread fucking misinformation instead of the truth, right? But whereas if the public opinion is, no, the media lies, they suck, it's going to be harder for them to do that when the disclosure event happens, right? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I guess they just got to get them while they're young. That's how people don't see it, just because since kindergarten, you're taught, put your left foot in, put your left foot out, put your right foot in, shake it all about, do the hokey pokey, spin yourself around. That's what it's all about, apparently.
Yeah.
But it's not. Life is more than just doing a shake and dance for some dollars to pay your rent.
Yeah.
If you take a look at money, man, it's an idea. And the fact that people don't get that.
I know, dude. That was funny. I totally get it.
I thought it was super young. That was like my first clue to understanding that bullshit's taking place.
Dude, it's totally true.
It's just like written up.
No, but yeah, I know. But here's the thing. On the way of spiritual enlightenment, you get to a very early on stage, you get tricked into thinking money is the root of all evil, but it's not either. It's not. Like you said, it has no power like that either. It is just an idea. It could be used either way. But they want to say, well, money's the root of all evil. Everyone's doing evil shit for money. And then when you look at, well, why are they trying to destroy, fucking healthy, normal families, that family structure? What money do they gain from that? What money do they gain from normalizing pedophilia, right? You realize, no, it's not money. They wanted you to say it's money, so it's more class warfare shit between people. But in the end of the day, we're all people just trying to fucking make sense of this shit. The root of evil is something else. It's deep. It's deeper than money.
Yeah. Part of the day and age that we're in, I suppose.
Yeah, well, like I said, dude, it's a fucking satanic sex cult going on for thousands of years. I could fucking break it down for you. I have multiple times for people. And it started in fucking ancient Mesopotamia. The Rothschilds traced their lineage in their own books to King Nimrod of Mesopotamia. And, they fucking traced their lineage then further into the future with the Phoenician merchant families that settled all around the Mediterranean, and then to the Italian papal families that changed hands with the papacy and shit like that. And all these merchant families, they were the first ones back in the Bronze Age to map intercontinental trade, because they were traveling to Great Britain to get tin for bronze, right? There was a huge, massive trade system that collapsed at a certain point in the Bronze Age, but it was very impressive. We're stunned. Historians are stunned to unravel just how widespread the bronze intercontinental trade was. And then they were involved in all this stuff, right? And you got to realize they made some pact with some fucking devil or something, child sacrifice shit, way back then. And we are the victims of that fucking pact still, but they are as well, inadvertently, funnily enough, right? They're the fucking plagued with just miserable existences as well, right? Despite ruling the world. So we're all just suffering for thousands of years. And then the reason why they could sort of creep in initially was because there were these things called mystery schools, where people, high officials of regions, right? It was very regional based. So the leader of whatever city-state at the time, Athens, will be part of the Eleusinian mysteries. And all the heads of these fucking mysteries were these families, right? So they would just get all the leaders and the generals and anyone that was famous, philosophers, and they could just, drug them, teach them whatever, So that was the first in. They were mapping the world for the first time that it really was, the first maps that we have, to this date at least. And so they could make up whatever fucking shit they want. And it's just like they were ruling the world, and the reason why we're so fucked is because we were ruled by these assholes for thousands of years. And it's slowly unraveling now. It's slowly becoming obvious. And it's just taking a long time, and it's taking a long time because people can't just be jarred and shocked. I wish they could. See, this is the reason why I'm not one of these fucking military intelligence guys, because they have the patience and the wherewithal, and they're aligned with good so much where they're like, you know what? We're going to let them say all this stupid shit because we value people's free will. That's the difference. That's people try to figure out what's good versus evil. What is good? What is evil? Good is respecting people's free will, whereas evil is dominating people's free will.
Well said. Yeah, I respect your dedication to researching all this information.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I got nothing better to do, I see the world is shit. I can't jump into the fucking world as it is because it's just so fucking alien and foreign to me, and I don't like it. I try to fit in, but it doesn't fucking work because I fucking see the bullshit through everything, and it's just like even with myself too, you know what I mean? And it's just like I'm fighting this fight, not even. Like, I like to say it's so people could know the truth, and yes, it's that too, but it's just like, even when we're talking about the truth, I'm just interested in a mere curiosity of what's going on. It still helps me because as everyone else learns the truth, more of that, the layers will go deeper, and so I will find out more as well. Do you see what I'm saying? As more of the truth becomes commonplace, it'll expand that spectrum so I can find out even more. So it's all still a narcissistic fucking thing in my mind. Really, at the end of the day, I want a better world, a world that better aligns with my own beliefs and shit, so I could better jump into it. You know what I mean? I want a world where more truth is out there, so I could get more truth. At the very end of the day, it's very self-serving.
Yeah. Well, it goes back to what I was talking about earlier. Like, what is the idea of utopia? What is the opposite of this? Mm-hmm. But no matter what, I also want something different than what's currently taking place. I was just asking you, like, what do you think about all the restaurants closing down in Toronto and masks?
Well, that's what I was sort of trying to get at the beginning of the show. Like, you're not seeing people dropping down in the streets. You're not seeing people just piles of bodies, right? It's a global pandemic, and for what? Interesting enough, it's the elections going on right now, right? It's just like the world is in stasis. The entire world is in stasis for the American election. That's what's happening. Okay? And yes, it's sad. Yeah. It's frustrating. Yeah, no, you just take that a second to digest that. Okay? It's, I like Trump, I like everything. But at the end of the day, we need to wait for another country's election in order to have permission to arrest our own corrupt politicians? No. That's gross. That's rude. We are so weak. Like, when Trump wins, and if he starts arresting and exposing and the connections to the Trudeau Foundation, all this shit, right, that they're all worrying about and putting the world into stasis and shit. Once and if that shit happens, I'm gonna suck Trump's dick. Like, I'll be in fucking starting protests to let America annex us because we don't have a country. We don't have a country if we're not sovereign enough to arrest our own corrupt politicians. We got to wait on someone else to release that shit because our own intelligence apparatus is as corrupt as parts of their own FBI, as the Scotland Yard is, obviously, with these child trafficking cases, right? It's just like we are disgusting. We are disgusting, and America should have a one world government. They've earned it. Under Trump, they've earned it at that point if they carry out what I'm talking about.
If our society can't call out the politicians that are so corrupt that they're just
not even call out, but initiate the arrests, initiate the investigations, initiate the release of really compromising material. We can't do that.
Yeah,
we gotta wait for America and Trump and QAnon. See, dude, have you ever played the game Civilization?
I don't video game that often, man. Yeah, no. Well, what's about Civilization?
Yeah, Civilization 4, 5, 6. It's like turn-based tiles. You build a little civilization from the like Stone Age all the way to like fucking Space Age.
That sounds cool.
Anyways, reason why I bring it up is because it's still a game, right? You're not just gonna play. You could play it sandboxy if you want, type of thing, but there's still victory conditions, right? You dominate the entire planet, or you achieve a science victory and go to another planet. And one of the victories is a cultural victory, right? And if the fucking big Great Awakening disclosure event happens, which initiates the fucking arrest of all kinds of corrupt politicians, both here and abroad, right? Both in the States and abroad. That right there is a cultural victory on the part of the States. I don't know what else to call it.
The States?
Yeah, on the part of
like USA?
The America, United States of America.
For the general people, or what?
For the country, they've won the cultural victory of the planet, and they should be able to boss us around. It's like they fucking earned it. Like, oh, okay, this is the States. They're the ones that freed the planet from the satanic pedophile cabal. I guess we should listen to them. You know what I'm saying? That's what a cultural victory is, right? I never really understood it when I played Civilization. It's like, wait, you get more cultural points and then you win the game? That doesn't make sense. And now, as I'm watching and understanding QAnon as it's coming out, it's like, oh, this is a cultural victory.
Yeah, it would be a cultural victory if the States overcame what's taking place.
Yeah, I mean,
I get what you're saying. Absolutely.
Because, like, it's funny. It's kind of funny, though, for the last 100 years. For the last 100 years, everyone's been, like, kind of shitting on the States progressively. It's like, oh, they came in late in World War II. They didn't help, whatever. They suck. And then they come out and they bang one out like this. I will be impressed. I mean, like, they would definitely come out and have redeemed themselves. But, that's me being super optimistic. That's what the show's about. The show's about optimism, about catching these fucks.
Because we love you, don't you feel it?
Some people love me, some
We're
people don't.
on your side, people.
Yeah, no, I love
what
you too,
you got
buddy.
Behind you? Some kind of mirror or something?
That right there is a little meme type of mandala of the Kali, of the Yuga cycle in general. It's kind of blurry.
Right.
I'll send you a picture of it later if you'd like.
Okay.
It's kind of blurry from my webcam, unfortunately. But, yeah, dude, 1 second. I'm just going to do a cut here. And I just want to double check everything's recording properly. Yes. Okay. 1 second. Okay, we're back. Sorry, yeah, I was just checking the time there. Dude, so where can they find you? You want to start a website. You should fucking... there's websites that check domains and shit to make sure they're free, but what do you think your website's going to be? Where can we find you on Instagram, shit like that?
Oh, can I link it to this interview, perhaps?
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. It's going to be in the description. Yeah, dude. Yeah, we got like 20 minutes left. What?
Down below.
Do you think you're going to be in the internment camp if the bad scenario happens?
I honestly don't know. I don't know if vaccines are coming in within the next couple of weeks. Like I heard Trump say, if you were to get elected, they're coming, and we'll get them to you.
No,
we're gonna get them to you. Like, what does that even mean?
Okay.
Why is that?
Yeah. No, I'm glad you bring it up. Because I watched it too, and yeah, it's very interesting. He said that. Other times he said it won't be mandatory. There's better drugs. He's a big proponent on the drugs, taking basically all the new Advils these fucking assholes came out. See, that's the thing. Oh, the lockdown, suicides, drug use, all this shit happened. What did we gain? Ooh, some new fucking Tylenol anti-cold medication. Cool. That was really worth it. Fucking dicks, right? So, no, but he's big proponent on those drugs. So, here's the thing. You want to know what I think it is? I think you already know what I think it is. Did you hear his wording? Did you hear his wording? The military's ready.
Vaccines?
Yeah, the military's ready to be deployed in a week or two, to get the vaccine out. That's what he said, right? And it's Operation Warp Speed, right? Dude, these are the military arrests. These are the indictments. These are the fucking. This is what I'm talking about. This is the fucking reveal. I think that's what he's talking about. Honestly, when he's talking about the military deployment, the military deployment are the the RICO type busts all over the states all at once, right? Because that's what you have to do. If you're gonna shut down this operation, you can't just do bit by bit, you know, covert missions. I guess you can, right? That's what people have been talking about. But if you're talking about the big busts, like raiding. By the way, there has been raids of offices of fucking Ukrainian executives, oil executives in the States, fucking of politicians and shit, where people have taken pictures of like office buildings, and there's people in FBI shirts looking through shit. What else is that except for a raid, right? It's all hush hush except for those pictures, right? So if you want the big official raids where you're bringing in, like, say, Adam Schiff in handcuffs, you need to do all that shit all at once, because people will go into hiding if you try to do it bit by bit like that. That's my opinion of what he meant by that. I know, optimistic. But I don't think he's a guy that would force vaccines. What's up?
Yeah. It's insane when, just by virtue of trying to maintain your freedoms, you might have to face cop intervention. You know, the day where somebody gets arrested for walking on the streets without a mask, that's just too far. And I could see myself, you know, I go to the gym, and sometimes I don't wear my mask when I'm in between stations. That's because I'm exhausted and I have to breathe. But like, if I get in trouble for that, like, so be it. And you know, that's just such a specific example. But who knows, man?
The masks are meant for a lot of things. What's that?
But definitely not forever. If things keep on progressing the way they are, I may get in trouble for speaking out. You know, you may get in trouble for speaking out.
Dude,
but
I never wear a mask. Dude, I never wear a mask. I stopped washing my hands. I've been doing 100 burpees a day. Okay, I'm fucking. I'm ready to catch this thing. I haven't gotten sick all year. Okay, listen to me. This is all bullshit. Okay, you'll know when a global pandemic has happened. You'll be seeing people dropping dead in the streets outside your window. That's your metric. Don't listen to the mainstream media. Oh, the cases are up. Oh, but the testings are up too. And don't listen to that shit. They're all lie. It's all fear porn. It's trauma-based mind control. It's MK Ultra on a broadcasting setting. Okay, it's not. It's an individual MK Ultra. They fucking strap you down like Clockwork Orange and show you fucking nuclear bombs and devastation. Okay, but on a broad mass level. It's the fear porn that we're watching. It's trauma-based mind control. It's all the same thing. It's called MK Ultra because they learned this from their demon devil father, Moloch. MK Ultra.
Mind control on a global scale.
Yeah, exactly. So don't listen to that shit. If you want to know when a global pandemic is happening, I'll tell you right now. Look outside your window. If you see even one dead body, then it's here. Okay. Otherwise, don't listen to that shit.
Well, I have a few points to make about the mask. If you want to get conspiratorial for another few minutes,
it's multiple reasons. By the way, go ahead.
Say somebody's, you know, terminally sick, and they have a weak immune system. You've heard what I'm saying to you before, probably. Wearing a mask is not going to help that situation, you know. And to me, it almost seems like it's part of their agenda for population control.
Yes,
and of course
it's exasperating. Dude, listen.
Off the week, Dmitry Gorienko.
What did I tell you? These people go back thousands of years. So here, let me tell you a conspiracy theory that I have. It goes on what you just said. Yes, it exasperates an existing plague, maybe, or maybe a plague doesn't exist and they just create one because these are just little vectors for bacteria, right? Pneumonia and different kind of fucking colds and flus, right? It's all just builds up there, right? And you're right. And people who have problems already, like old people, are going to die more often because they're just breathing it in their fucking right against their nose. But dude, listen, there's pictures.
Or a Mennonite or Amish, and you didn't see the mainstream media, you wouldn't know this was going on until you saw other people all muzzled up.
Yeah.
And if you wanted to be as natural to the earth as possible, you wouldn't want to wear a mask because you need that natural air and it's good for you.
Yes.
And there'd be need to mask up or isolate from others. You know, just be cautious. There's ways to be cautious.
There are
pictures. Spread disease.
There are pictures.
You don't have to wear a mask in order for it to happen.
Dude, there are pictures of people with no masks in the Spanish flu burying dead bodies with masks. Okay, the Black Death. Anytime it swept through in Europe, people would have to wear masks, or they would be like, "Oh, the masks help. There's little flowers in there that has a good smell, so it must be good." Right? That happened for a couple centuries. Right? That's why we even know about it, because it was such a frequent thing. And so it's just like they tell all their little stooges, "Hey, tell people to wear a mask in order to either exasperate an actual disease that's going on, or to just manufacture one as more people die from just pneumonia because they're fucking breathing in the same viruses over and over again." The same fucking.
It's just
bacteria.
Another way to limit our freedoms. You know, stay at home, more like isolate. You know, it's a form of torture to be stuck in an environment all day long, all day, every day. Think about all the businesses that closed down.
Oh my god, my girlfriend works at a nursing home. My girlfriend works at a nursing home, and she sees all these fucking old people. They're terrified by all this fucking news. They're watching it all day, and some of them, there was one guy. He didn't leave his room for the entire quarantine, okay? Except once for his birthday, he went to the cafeteria, and that's it. Okay, these fucking old people, they're not allowed anymore to go outside. They're not allowed to go outside, like outside of the building, right? They have their little compound, but they're not allowed to just to go for a walk anymore. They can't do that. And so, of course, more old people are going to be fucking dead, because they're not, like, active. Nobody's coming to visit them, right? They're all sad. They're stressed out by all the news. None of their families is allowed to go meet with them because it might spread COVID in all these different little jurisdictions and places. That's the rules, right? Some places aren't. Some people are, right? But that's the thing. You're going to get more old people killed because they're all in their room fucking rotting. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, there's going to be a bump up, not because of COVID, because these rules are bad for the health of old people. You're right, and like
exactly.
they have problems with lungs or something, maybe some of them. Sorry, again, weed. They have problems with their lungs, and fucking you're gonna have a mask on them. Like, what the fuck are you doing? So they can't get proper oxygen in to begin with, and now they're going to be breathing in their own carbon dioxide. Cool. Real smart move. Fucking assholes.
It's ridiculous. I can't take it anymore. Know what I'm talking about, Dimitri?
I do know what you're talking about. I can't take it anymore either, dude. I can't. Dude, I'm ready to fight anyone with a mask. If they have to come to and tell me anything at all, I will punch them in the face. If they come with a mask on, I fucking hate them so much.
No kidding, buddy.
Dude, I never wear a mask, and you shouldn't either, dude. Or at least wear it with your fucking nose out so you could get, air in. Like, fuck.
Yeah.
You gotta do what you gotta do. I went to a fucking interview recently too, and wore the nose out so I could breathe in. Yeah, there was some chick there that kept bugging me about it. They're like, "Oh, you're not wearing it properly," and I had to finally say, "Oh, sorry, I have anxiety. I can't even wear one to begin with. I'm just fucking entertaining you assholes."
Yeah. Well,
you just gotta wait, man. Like, I'm telling you, the project is to discredit the media, and what better way to discredit than this mask thing?
Eventually, enough is gonna have to be enough, and I bet you, as the generations age and as time goes on, people will become more and more aware.
Yeah, it's true.
It only makes sense.
It's true,
that
dude.
We evolve rather than devolve, and we'll probably see more cases of individuals like you and I, who always have a gut feeling like something's wrong.
Of course.
And for whatever reason, people haven't understood that for the last however many generations. That's their own prerogative. Mm-hmm. And, you know, some things we just aren't meant to understand, but I believe that there will be more understanding as time goes on, mm-hmm. and more freedom fighters and more freedom in general.
I think so too, man. I think this is the next step. People talk about the Fermi Paradox. Do you know what the Fermi Paradox is?
No, what's that?
See, I don't even believe space exists anymore, but it's a really good thought experiment. I think we live in some kind of simulation or something. But the Fermi Paradox is this mathematician, I think even astronomer too, mathematician, astronomer, that looked at like, hey, you know, we have all this advanced radio technology and telescopes. Why haven't we picked up a alien civilization? Well, supposedly we haven't. And he fucking looked at the stars in the galaxy and how many of them would have habitable planets and how many of them might have civilizations. And he looked at it and he said, well, if there was any civilizations that would exist, contemporary with us in the galaxy, close enough to contact us and all kinds of stuff, they would be like millions of years apart. They would rise and fall, and eventually they would fall because of these things called great filters they would encounter. And it might be different for different planets or stuff, but if they can't overcome certain obstacles, they just they could never regain the ability to be an industrial civilization and go forward again, right? If they fuck up their chance, their civilization will fall apart and die off and never be contacted by anyone. And so what we're going through right now is like a great filter. Okay, we are finding out. We are finding out that there's a world elite that have really anti-human plans for us. We are finding out because things are being leaked, but because they are making their moves, right? They are making their moves right now with the camps and shit. Dude, listen to me with the camps, right? It's so funny. It's so funny because either of the two possibilities I'm entertaining today with you
are part of their plan. Just simply don't understand that they have an agenda.
Yeah, of course. People don't. People are really myopic. They don't think ahead. But the camps, right? It's for the people that get sick with it. So it's like no. Listen, they're going to be like, yeah, we're just sending people in here that are public health risks. You know who's a public health risk? According to them, according to their definition, me. I don't wear a mask. They're like, well, this guy's a public health risk, and then bam, I'm silenced. They shut me up. Okay, so they're gonna play this little virtue signaling game. Oh no, we gotta help them. We gotta help the public health, right? It's just like they're gonna use it. People are gonna like, yeah, that makes sense, right? And it's just funny because both possibilities, both the really good and the really bad that I'm explaining to you today, that we're faced with, involve mass arrests and involve the global reset of the economy. Okay, so both are. One is like, really good versions of those things, and another is really bad versions of those things. You see what I'm saying? And it's just like we're living through an existential crisis between good versus evil, and people don't pick it up. They're like, some people don't even. Dude, I saw a video of a Biden supporter. I saw a video of a Biden supporter going to this rally. There were anti Biden supporters, pro Trump supporters there, and they were like yelling at each other. And this fat guy, this Biden supporter, comes up and was like, "Oh yeah, no, Trump's a racist," all that normal stuff. And then they're like, "Trump's a racist. Did you hear Biden say, if you don't if you don't if you don't vote for me, you ain't black?" And the guy was like, "What? I didn't hear that. No, he didn't say that. He didn't say it." He was like, if he actually said that, I'm gonna rip up my pro-Biden sign right now. And the guy pulls it up on his phone, holds it up to his ear, and you see his dumb look, like, huh? It's like, this motherfucker, after months, is not even aware that his candidate said some racist shit like that only months ago. Wow, this is the kind of brainwashing people are in. They're so dumb. They don't have even a single shred of alternative information. They have only what's spoon-fed to them on MSNBC and CNN. There are people like that exist.
There's nobody more helplessly enslaved than those who think they're free.
Yeah, eh? No kidding.
Yeah, well, I know. We aren't free. We're given the illusion of freedom, We have choices. We have chocolate bars in different flavors. But all the important decisions, not so much freedom. We're born in subservience to the system.
Well, legally
anybody
speaking,
who doesn't see that,
legally speaking,
needs
we're getting less and less freedoms as the days go on. They could arrest you for
yes.
a mental health warrant and force you to go to the hospital if they want. Now they're gonna force you to go to a quarantine internment camp if you're a public health risk. We're getting less and less freedoms as time goes on. All kinds of little fucking dude. Me and my family has dealt with it trying to build a house. Okay, they have locked down any shred of freedoms we formerly had, and they're slowly gobbling them up as time goes on. But don't worry, no, now pedophilia is being normalized, so look at that. There's that going on too.
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
Sound like you had a lot to think tonight.
Yeah. So you've had a lot to think. We need to go take you to the hospital. We need to check on you, make sure the thinking hasn't hurt you in any way. It's for your health.
Yeah.
We're worried about your safety. We don't want you to have an aneurysm. You've been thinking too much.
You appear to be a critical thinker. We're going to have to lock you away.
Yeah, we're gonna have to lobotomize you. It's what they do, man. They've been chemically lobotomizing people with all these fucking drugs. They've been trying.
Yeah.
They've been trying. You know, it's not quite the same as electric shock therapy and scooping it out from the brain directly. It's not as effective, sure, but it's still an attempt.
I believe we're being attacked from every angle, Dmitry Goryenko.
Full
I believe it's in
war.
our food. I believe it's in our media. I believe it's in the way they suggest we live our lives. I believe they're teaching us ways that are completely destructive and totally unhealthy to our natural being.
I agree. Full spectrum.
And our sense, our sense of self is being lost with the way the media tells us how we should compare each other to others and try and be the biggest, the better, and the best version of a slave,
Yeah.
And it's ridiculous how people try and think of themselves as the one who has the most material possessions and the coolest cock on the block.
Mm-hmm.
When in reality, just because you have cool stuff don't make you that interesting.
I know.
That's just my opinion.
Yeah, well, it's my opinion as well, dude. So we're gonna start wrapping it up. I know there's a lot of comics that watch my show from Toronto. You want to say anything to them? They haven't seen you in a long time. They might recognize you, and they're like, "Oh, what is this guy up to?" Just a little message to all those fucking dicks and assholes.
Hey guys, Toronto comedians. My name is Paul Jolicoeur. You know me. I perform stand-up comedy from 2012 right about up in time, 2017. I've just been dealing with the pressures of trying to conform in a world that I don't want to conform in. I'm an artist.
How do you feel?
Heart,
dude, I gotta ask you this. How do you feel?
People understand about me.
Good.
And I will always continue to do my art regardless of what situation I'm in. And hey, I might even be back to Toronto one day.
Are you kind of happy Comedy Bar is done?
Yeah, man. I never really,
I don't blame you, dude. I don't blame you. After that one time, holy shit.
I'm someone who has a lot of talent, but not a lot of management and not a lot of skills when it comes to managing my own talent.
Yeah.
And so be a purist when it comes to those sort of things. And
did you hear the news? Did you hear that? Or is this
success? If I one day, become greater than or whatever, but it's about the journey, not the destination.
Have you heard that before, by the way, that the Comedy Bar was finished because of the lockdowns, or is this the first time hearing? Oh yeah. Okay.
I know. Yeah, I heard about it.
Fair enough. Good. Yeah, you're on top of things. You were probably happy. There's Underground was shut down. I was happy about that. There was 120 Diner was shut down. I was happy about that. These people suck. Their shows suck. I hate them very much. They fucking jerk me around with little spots and shit. And it's just like, just say you don't like me. Just say you shit on me behind my back, like everyone fucking tells me. I have moles everywhere. The people don't understand. They think people don't like me or they don't listen to me. It's like, no. People fucking come with me to me with dirt all the fucking time, with screen caps, with messages. You know what I mean? There's shit that I'm not even allowed to post, and I'm like, please let me post it. They're like, no, you can't, don't do it. And I'm like, all right. What's up? Sorry.
You know, in the world of entertainment, well, the industry we're in, entertaining, perhaps you and I are more philosophers than anything, but a lot of succeeding in the entertainment industry has to do with shaking hands and the people you meet.
Yeah, dude, also, I tried doing that. And it got me this. And so you know what I said? This right back at you, fucker. Okay, that's what I said. All right, and you know, and then now I'm even more of a villain. You stand up for yourself? Oh, how bad is that? You're not supposed to do that. It's like, eat my dick. They're not booking me to begin with. Why should I not stand up for myself? What difference does it make? Either way, I'm not under shows. Like, fuck. So I gotta make my own shows. I gotta hook up with real motherfuckers and plow forward.
And that's exactly right. And you know, I've experienced it before you met me, and
yeah, I've seen you experience
I'm not
it, man.
pretty good at it. And I don't pretend
dude,
like
you
I
dealt
am.
with it well. You dealt with it well. You had a show in Crowd and Tiger. You did it. You dealt with it well. You had an open mic. I had to open the mic for a time too. So you gotta just make do. You gotta make do with what you got.
Well, the only way we could change things is by voicing our truths, and I think we're both doing a fair job at that, my brother.
Yeah, fair job. I would say fair job, but we could do better. I could do better at least. There's always room for improvement. But yeah, we've been doing a fair job speaking our truth. You still doing the podcast out there in the woods in the fucking tundra?
I've been just chilling at home. You know, I've been dating recently, so I've been putting a lot of time into that.
My man, Paul, getting it in, getting your dick wet.
You know it. Masturbation as to great things in life, I guess. Nah, I'm just trying to find love. Tell you the truth. And there's nothing wrong with dating, and there's nothing wrong with trying to find your match.
Nothing wrong with dating, nothing wrong with baiting. That's what you say, right?
That's how you want to see it. That's how you choose to see what I've said, and so be it.
All right, buddy. Yo, that's been an hour, more or less. Thank you for coming on. I'll be including your links in the bottom, like I said. Keep your fucking podcast going. People want to watch it. Even if it's 1 or 2 or 3. People like an insane character from time to time. That's why they listen to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. And now that it's all fucking Skype, Zoom, social distancing bullshit, it really doesn't matter that you're in the middle of nowhere. Just, you know what you should do? Buy a fucking USB mic for your computer there.
Or, yeah, I have a lot of equipment, yeah.
Or like even a headset. If you're using a phone there, a headset, a mic and audio headset, if that works, I don't even know if it will. Bluetooth or something, that would be dope. And you could continue doing your podcast, call everyone up. All right, buddy. Thanks for coming out. Peace out.